According to the Andrew Carnegie Foundation's website, 70% of American voters participated in the 2020 presidential election. However, for local, municipal, and school board elections that same year, that number dropped to under 15%. Now, a lot of us complain about traffic, potholes, rising utility bills, rising rent, how difficult it is to find housing. But the truth of those things is that none of those decisions really happen in Washington. They all happen a lot closer to home. Local elections have a very big impact on our daily lives, but they are consistently the elections that have the lowest voter turnout. Today, we're going to discuss why that's a problem, how we're going to buck that trend, and what our communities could look like if we had higher local voter turnout. So where do we stand today with that turnout? Let's take a look. Right now, too few people are participating in local elections. According to Rock the Vote, and their website, these elections determine local officials like the mayor, the judge that listens to your ticket, the county clerk that files all of your reports. All of those people are voted in through local elections. Local elections also affect policies that have an impact on our daily lives. We mentioned housing, roads, even law enforcement, the fire department, schools, and the community services that we count on for our daily lives. The smaller scale of these elections also mean that they're susceptible to having groups of people and engaged community members directly influence what our communities look like. And a lack of participation on our behalf means that we have a lack of representation. A study by Jason R. Jurjevic for the Center for Public Service found that the average age of a voter in a local election is 57 years old. Now, there's nothing wrong with an older generation voting, but we want to make sure that our representation looks like the average age of a voter in our local communities. We don't want a small subset of our neighbors having an outsized impact on our neighborhood. So how do we fix this? We do it by staying informed, right? We want to go and visit our local supervisor of elections website. We want to follow our local governments and their social media. We want to listen to our local news. And we don't have to do that constantly. We can set up reminders to get that information automatically. They'll let you know election dates, candidate info, ballot info, voter guides. They'll give you sample ballots, and they'll give you ballot measure explanations. Now, staying informed is great, but building voting, local voting, into our voting routine is even better. And the best way to do that is through vote by mail. MyNews13's website states that vote by mail is an option for all registered voters in Florida. Vote by mail is awesome because you get your ballot in the mail, super convenient, many weeks or sometimes even months before election day. That allows you to review everything that's on the actual real ballot. You'll see the candidate names. You can go to their website, research them at your leisure, make an informed decision. And that's one of the things that stops people from voting for local elections. They have this huge ballot. They know the president, maybe they know the senator, so they fill those two things out, but then they leave everything else blank. Having a vote by mail ballot in your home lets you take your time with things and fill the whole thing out in an informed way. That direct delivery is also great the other way around because we get busy with work and school, vacations, sometimes we get sick. We're not always able to sit and wait for hours at a poll location, right? So having a vote by mail ballot in your home is a great option. You can put it back in the mail, or you can drop it off on your way to work or on your way to school. Super convenient. These small changes that we can make really can have a big impact on our local elections in our communities. We already know what'll happen if we don't vote. We're going to continue having that low voter turnout. We're going to have the same small subset of people being the ones making the decisions for us, and we're going to have limited representation. If we do show up, if we do turn up and vote, we're going to have better representation, we're going to build stronger communities, and we're going to have a more responsive local government that takes care of our priorities. So let's commit. We now know the challenges facing local elections. We know what we can personally do to overcome those challenges, and we know what we can all gain through our active participation. So right here, right now, open up a new tab, go to registertovoteflorida.gov, look for your county's supervisor of elections, make sure that you're registered to vote on their website. Sometimes, even if you think you are, you might get taken off the rolls for some reason, so always double check when we get close to election day. Make sure you're registered. Sign up to vote by mail, not just for national elections, but for all elections. And when you receive your vote by mail ballot, take the time to read through it, research those candidates and ballot measures, fill the whole thing out, and send it back or drop it off. August 18th is a few weeks away, and it's our next election day. It's not just a primary election for Democrats and Republicans. It's actually a general election here in Seminole County for school board. So be sure to take some time, research the school board candidates, and vote. This is your reminder to vote local.